Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? So we're going to be making this beautiful style that has been trending, and I think it's made by AI or something, I don't know, but that's the style we're going to be making, and we're going to be using these two beautiful prints together. So this is a crepe material, and I have around 1.5 inches here, yards here, and this is the Ankara I'm going to be using. I have around 2 yards here, so that's what I'm going to be using. So let us get started. So to get started, I've gone ahead to draw out some lines out. So I have my shoulder line drawn out already, my bust point, my under bust, the waist length, the hip line, and the full length of the top. So the entire pattern I have here is around 45 inches, and I added 1 inches for my hemming allowance, making it 46 inches. So let us get started. So the first thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be drafting out our shoulder line. So the shoulder I'm working with is 16 inches, although we'll not really be needing this shoulder line, but let's just draw it out. So I have 8 inches here, which is my shoulder divided by 2, and I'm also going to add, so I want the sleeve to be around 13, let's say 14 inches. So I'm just going to mark out that 14 inches here, and from that 14 inches I'm going to be coming down by 1 inches for the shoulder slope, and I'm going to be connecting the shoulder slope to this shoulder line here. So I hope you can see it clearly. My marker is not working today, so I don't know why. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be marking out the neckline for the front. So the neckline I'm going to be working with 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches is just fine for me. So this is now my neckline. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking out all of my measurements. So the first thing is to divide my bust measurement divided by 4. Now I'm going to be placing the bust measurement on the bust point. That's because we will not be needing the chest line, so I don't need it. So that's why I'm not marking it out. So but on the chest, on the bust point here, I'm going to be placing my bust measurement. So my bust divided by 4 is 9 inches. I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches for my sewing allowance. Then for the waist circumference, my waist circumference divided by 4 is 8 inches. I'm also going to be adding 1.5 for sewing allowance. Then for the hip I'm working with is divided by 4 is 11.5. I'm also going to be adding 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. And whatsoever it is I have on this hem line, I'm going to be placing it on whatsoever inches I have on the hip line. I'm going to be placing it on the full length and coming in by 1 inch because I want it to be a pencil. So I'm going to be connecting all of these lines together now. So now this is it now. So after connecting all of your lines out, so now I've gotten the shape of my dress. So the first thing to start to get the ruched effect is to come down on your under bust here. So I'm going to come down by 1 inches. So you can come down by 1 inches here. So after I come down by 1 inches, so I'm going to be connecting this 1 inches to my bust point. That's because I do not want the cleavage to show too much, because the person I'm working with is not of the big side. When it comes to the bust, is not of the big side. So I'm going to be connecting from this point now to my bust point. So the next thing to do is to work on your shoulder opening. So after the ruchness, there's going to be a shoulder opening for your hands to come out. So now it depends on how wide you want it to be, but for mine I want it to be around 9 inches, so that it's not going to be too wide, it's just going to relax properly. So I'm going to mark out 9 inches, but I'm going to be adding ½ inches for the joining allowance. So on the point where I marked out the 14 inches opening before, I'm just going to mark out my 9.5 inches this way. So now from that 9 inches that I went down by, I'm just going to connect this point now, that's the under bust point, to that 14 inches. So I'm just connecting using a free hand. So you can also use your curve just the way I've done before. So guys, this is the sleeve opening area. So I hope you can see clearly. So this is the sleeve opening area. So this is from the under bust. You can see I connected it to the 9.5 inches because I said the opening here is 9.5 inches. So I hope you understand now. So now this is from the under bust to the bust point. So for the neckline for the front, I said I was going to be using 3.5 for the opening. So I'm just going to connect from this 3.5 now to this. This is it now. But for the back, I'm going to be inserting zipper, and I'm not going to be having a V at the back. And if I like, I can actually have a V at the back. So probably let's have a V at the back of the dress. So now I'm going to be using this neckline for both the front and the back. So this neckline is for both the front and the back. So now, I'm going to be cutting this out now. So now for this style, you notice that there's a slit in the front. So the slit is in the front. So I'm going to be adding zipper allowance to this part of the front. So I'm going to be using this pattern to cut out for both the back and the front. But before we start cutting out, I'm going to have like a slash and spread here. So I'm just going to slash and spread this way. So this is the slash and spread. So I'll just label this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to slash this into 7 places and place it on the fabric. So let me go ahead to cut out the fabric. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the pattern now. So this is for both the front and the back. So you can see that I added 1 inches zipper allowance and 1 inch for the slits. So this 1 inches is both on the front and on the back. So one of the 1 inches is going to be using for the zip. We are going to be using for the zipper at the back. Then the other part of the 1 inches is going to be for the slits for the front. So the first thing, then for the lining that I cut out, I made sure that the lining was shorter with at least ½ inches. So the first thing we are going to be doing is now we are going to be using the lining to turn the material. So I'll go ahead to use lining to turn the materials and give it a good press. Then I'll come back and show you.
So guys, after turning with your lining, so you go ahead to join all of the allowance. That's the zipper allowance and the slit allowance. So now this is the one I'm going to be using for the back. So the first thing I went ahead to do is to mark out my waistline. So I went ahead to use chalk to mark out my waistline. So now because I want to get rid of my zipper bulge, so that the back is not going to be bulgy, so I'm not going to get rid of it. So I marked out 0.75, and you can see me connecting it back into the slit allowance or zipper allowance. So now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and now redraw my zipper allowance. So it's going to be following that line just the way I am doing it. So this is now for the back. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to mark out where I want my zip to stop. So because this person has a big hip, so I'm just going to make sure that the zip extends across the hip line. So I just marked out where I want the zip to stop at. So now go ahead and fix the zip also. So guys, this is it now after fixing the zipper. So you can see how neat it is looking. So the next thing now is to place the front on the back. So for the front, I just went ahead to iron down the zip allowance. So the slit allowance. So I'm just going to join it right sides facing each other. So this is the slit so the slit I'm using is around 9 inches, which is just fine by me. So I'm going to be using hemming gum later to gum it down. But you can see that place I'm placing my hand. That is where you're going to double stitch that part properly so that it's not going to lose on your client. So the next thing to do is just to take all of your body measurements That's your waist measurement and your hip measurement, and you're just going to take all of that in. So guys, here is it now after joining the sides, and I'm gonna have to iron it properly. So now we're going to be working on the upper part of this dress. So the first thing to do is to go ahead to hem your neckline. So when I was cutting for this part, I folded my fabric into 4 and I placed my slash and spread on it. So the first thing to do now is to hem the neckline and your sleeve. So I'm just going to take this now to the sewing machine and hem the neckline and the sleeve. So guys, after you're done hemming the neckline and the sleeve area, so the next thing to do now is to join the shoulders together. So to know what to do, you are going to make sure that you have your neckline. So you can see that I've gotten my neckline. So this is the two sides of the neckline, front and back. So the first thing to do is to join the shoulders. So I'm just going to go ahead to join the shoulders first. Okay guys, so this is it now after I have gone ahead to join the shoulder. So the next thing now is to use elastic to get our ruchness. So to get the amount of elastic you are going to be needing, so you remember that the sleeve we're working with is 14 inches and our shoulder is 18 inches, is 8 inches. So by the time we minus our neckline from our 8 inches, we are left with around 4 inches. So 4 inches plus 14 inches, we are going to be having 18 inches. So I'm just going to mark out around 15 inches, and that is what I'm going to be using to get the ruchness. So I marked out 15 inches, so I'm just going to go ahead to measure 15 inches now, and that's what I'm going to be using for the ruchness on the shoulder area. So to sew this down, I'm just going to place the elastic in the middle this way, and I'm going to sew on the elastic, and I'll keep stretching until I have all the fabric into the elastic. I hope you understand. Okay guys, so this is it now after we've gone ahead to do that. So you can see how it is looking. It is really full. So I'm just going to attach it now to the down part. So I'm just trying to show you how the shoulder is looking, so you can see the neckline. So now we're just going to be attaching it to this down part. So to attach for the front part, I'm just going to try to overlap it a little because I don't want her cleavage to show. So you can see the way I just overlap it. So you can just overlap with probably like 1 inches or so, and I'm going to be placing that part on the middle. So you can just see the way I am turning my hand. So you just place it on the middle and you pin that down. So the next thing to do is just to gather the remaining on the front. So I'm just going to be gathering it. So I'm just going to be leaving like 5 inches out for the sleeve. So I'm just going to gather every other thing into that part of the front, and I'm also going to do it for the back. So I'll just go ahead to do all of that. I just hope you understand. I just gathered everything into for the front part. I gathered everything into the front part, and for the back part also I gathered everything into it. So I just hope you understand.
So guys, this is how inside is looking. So you can see how I gathered it. So this is the middle part of the front, so you can see, and this is the back, and this is the back, so you can see. Then remember that I said I was going to leave at least 5 inches without gathering. So this is how the 5 inches is looking like. So now this is for the sleeve, and so that is all for the making of this dress. How the front is looking like. So this is the back. After I've turned it to the right side, this is the back, and this is the front. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you recreate yours, and I hope it's simple enough for you to understand and recreate yours. So guys, I'm going to be seeing you in the next tutorial. Bye guys.